Have you ever wondered how a cup of tea could lead to a massive war and change the course of an entire nation? It sounds crazy, but that's a big part of the story behind the Opium Wars. Back in the 18th and 19th centuries, Britain had a huge craving for Chinese goods, especially tea, silk, and porcelain. The problem was, China wasn't really interested in anything Britain had to offer in return. This created a massive trade imbalance, and British silver was flowing into China like a river. To flip the script, the British East India Company came up with a devious plan. They started illegally smuggling opium grown in their colonies in India into China. Opium addiction spread like wildfire, devastating Chinese society and causing a huge public health crisis. The silver that was once flowing into China started flowing right back out to pay for the drug. The Chinese emperor wasn't going to stand for this. He appointed a commissioner named Lin Zexu to crack down on the opium trade. In 1839, Lin seized and destroyed over 20,000 chests of opium in Canton, a major trading port. This act, meant to protect his people, was the spark that ignited the flame. The British government, claiming this was an attack on free trade and British property, sent their powerful navy. This was the start of the First Opium War. China's outdated military was no match for Britain's modern warships and weaponry. The war ended in 1842 with the Treaty of Nanking, the first of what China calls the unequal treaties. China was forced to pay a huge sum of money, open up 5 ports to foreign trade, and most famously cede Hong Kong to Britain. The Opium Wars didn't just end there. A second war followed a few years later, pushing China further into a period known as the Century of Humiliation. These wars were a turning point. They forced China to open its doors to the world on terms that were not its own and marked the beginning of modern Chinese history. As a result, China still imposes death sentences or very heavy penalties on drug crimes, regardless of whether the person is a Chinese national or a foreigner. It's a powerful reminder of how global trade, politics, and greed can collide with devastating consequences. Thanks for watching. If you found this story interesting, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history. See you next time.